So I remember attending the first round of her match, which was a tough match at the U.S. Open. And then I went back home, and then I was contemplating coming back, and I wanted to witness her win because I think she has such an amazing head on her shoulders and the game. And I think she has a voice and a platform that's going to, transcend.
Maria Sharapova has finally spoken publicly about one of the most thrilling new talents emerging in women's tennis, and her remarks have created significant buzz across the entire WTA tour. The former world number 1 and 5-time Grand Slam champion made it very clear that she is not only impressed by Alex Eala, but also genuinely touched by what the young player represents for the future of the sport. However, Sharapova's statement goes far beyond simply praising a gifted athlete. In her perspective, Alex Eala is much more than another promising newcomer. She stands for something greater, something the tennis world has been anticipating for years. Sharapova openly admitted that she has been carefully tracking Eala's progress ever since her remarkable breakthrough at the Miami Open last year. That particular tournament became a defining moment for the rising star. It marked the point when the tennis community truly recognized that Alex Eala had moved beyond junior competition and firmly entered the elite ranks of professional tennis. Sharapova, who understands better than almost anyone what it takes to establish a name in such a fiercely competitive era, immediately sensed that there was something extraordinary about this young player. She explained that what impressed her most was how gracefully Eala handled the sudden wave of worldwide attention and enormous expectations. Sharapova stressed that it is extremely challenging for a young athlete to cope with that level of intense spotlight without feeling overwhelmed. Yet throughout the entire experience, Eala remained calm, determined, and highly professional. Sharapova even revealed that she had quietly supported Eala during several crucial matches. She admitted that she strongly hoped the young star would win her opening match at the U.S. Open and truly wished to see her succeed on the sport's biggest stages. For Sharapova, this support went well beyond match results. In her opinion, Alex Eala represents something deeply meaningful for the future of tennis. She emphasized that Eala is representing Asia in a way that inspires millions of people who previously felt they lacked visibility at the highest levels of professional tennis. Sharapova pointed out that the sport has traditionally been dominated by players from Europe and North America. While tennis has expanded globally, the presence of top-tier Asian players in women's tennis has historically been limited.
Victories are so special, but if you treat them too high, and you treat the tough moments as a really big low in your career, it's hard to find that happy medium. And I think that's what that sweet spot is.
This is exactly why Sharapova believes Eala's rapid rise carries such powerful meaning. In her view, Alex Eala is not just building a successful career for herself. She is also opening the door for an entire generation of young athletes across Asia who can now truly believe they belong at the highest level of the sport. Sharapova even went a step further, referring to Alex Eala not only as a talented competitor but as a future symbol for Asian tennis. When such words come from a figure with Sharapova's reputation and achievements, they carry tremendous importance and credibility. During her own legendary career, Sharapova personally experienced the heavy pressure that comes with representing both a region and a culture on the global stage. She understands exactly what it feels like when millions of people see their dreams and identity reflected in an athlete's journey. One of the qualities that impressed Sharapova most about Eala is her remarkable mindset. She explained that becoming a great tennis player is about far more than simply winning matches. Anyone can appear confident and powerful when everything is going well. The true test of a champion is revealed in how they react when faced with setbacks. According to Sharapova, Alex Eala has already shown that rare mental toughness despite her young age. She pointed out that Eala celebrates her victories with admirable maturity, but what stands out even more is the way she deals with defeats. Sharapova made it clear that the ability to accept losses without allowing them to destroy one's confidence is one of the most essential qualities in professional tennis. The tour is long, demanding, and often unforgiving, and even the greatest players experience losses regularly. If an athlete cannot emotionally recover from those setbacks, their career momentum can quickly fade.
It is not just tennis; it's fashion, it's art, it's culture, it's having a platform, and I think she does brilliantly of merging all of those together. Their victories are so special, but if you treat them too high, and you treat the tough moments as a really big low in your career, it's hard to find that happy medium. And I think that's what that sweet spot is.
However, according to Sharapova, Alex Eala appears to understand this delicate balance extremely well. Even after difficult losses, she keeps her head high and refuses to allow a single defeat to define her. At the same time, she avoids becoming overly emotional or distracted when she secures major victories. Sharapova described this level of emotional discipline as one of the most valuable qualities a young player can have. In Sharapova's own words, Eala manages her mindset with a maturity that far surpasses her actual age. What makes this story even more meaningful is that the admiration between the two players goes both ways. Eala has frequently spoken about how Maria Sharapova was one of her biggest inspirations while growing up. Like many young tennis players across the world, Eala spent her early years watching Sharapova dominate the sport during her peak years. From capturing the Wimbledon title as a teenager to building one of the most iconic careers in tennis history, Sharapova's journey left a lasting influence on the next generation of players.
There's any current players or past players on the women's side that you particularly looked up to in terms of your game style, like you wanting to kind of emulate them on the court?
Definitely. Growing up, my absolute favorite was Maria Sharapova. I guess I loved.
Eala has often shared her ambition to follow a similar path, learning important lessons from the champions who came before her. It seems that Sharapova has been more than willing to provide guidance along the way. In fact, Sharapova has quietly supported Eala's development since her junior career. Even before the Miami Open breakthrough placed Eala in the international spotlight, Sharapova had already recognized the immense potential within the young athlete. According to individuals close to both players, Sharapova has offered advice and mentorship during several important moments in Eala's career. This behind-the-scenes encouragement may have played a significant role in helping the rising star handle the intense pressure that accompanies such a rapid climb on the WTA Tour. With a legend like Maria Sharapova supporting her, many fans believe that Eala's future in tennis looks incredibly bright. However, Sharapova is not the only tennis legend who has noticed Eala's impressive progress. Novak Djokovic, widely regarded as one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, has also expressed strong admiration for the young talent. His reaction following Eala's elimination from Indian Wells revealed the respect she has already earned within the tennis community. Instead of focusing on the loss itself, Djokovic paid attention to something else entirely. He was especially impressed by Eala's conduct immediately after the match ended. Djokovic reportedly commented that Eala is fantastic to watch on television, but even more impressive when seen in person. Coming from a player who has competed against the best athletes across multiple generations, such praise carries enormous significance. He described her as an outstanding athlete who is earning her place on the WTA Tour through pure talent, dedication, and relentless hard work, not through controversy or media hype.
This is someone I get along very well with on and off the court. Again, another physical battle, but obviously against an opponent that was, playing on a high level. So I'm glad to overcome it. I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching great athletes.
Another well-known WTA player who recently expressed support for Eala is Jessica Pegula. The American star made it clear that one difficult defeat should never be used to judge a young athlete's entire career or potential. After Eala's round of 16 exit at Indian Wells, Pegula emphasized that a single match does not define who a player is or what they might ultimately accomplish in the sport. Pegula pointed out that Eala has already shown enormous promise and that her journey in professional tennis is only just beginning. She encouraged the tennis world to focus on the bigger picture rather than obsessing over individual results. Pegula even mentioned that she would be happy to invite Eala onto her podcast to talk about the new energy and excitement she is bringing to women's tennis. Support like this carries influence that reaches far beyond victories, defeats, or rankings. It helps grow the sport, inspires young athletes across the globe, and keeps the worldwide tennis community engaged. When looking at all the attention surrounding Eala today, one thing becomes very clear. The praise she is receiving is not just temporary hype or short-term excitement. It is coming from some of the most respected and accomplished figures in the entire sport. Maria Sharapova sees a future icon proudly representing Asia on the global stage. Novak Djokovic sees a disciplined competitor with the mentality of a true champion. Jessica Pegula sees a player whose presence is bringing fresh energy and momentum to the WTA Tour. When legends and top players begin speaking about someone with this level of admiration and enthusiasm, it usually means one thing: the tennis world may be witnessing the arrival of a truly exceptional talent. Eala still has a long journey ahead, filled with victories, challenges, and countless lessons along the way. But if the early praise and encouragement from tennis icons are any sign, her remarkable story may only be just beginning. And if Maria Sharapova's prediction turns out to be correct, the WTA Tour could soon welcome a major new Asian superstar ready to shine on the world stage.